Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Yoga Sunday at Infinity Fellowship. This is Reverend Jeff Obafemi Carr. I am excited that you are joining us today. If this is your first Yoga Sunday, we want to welcome you to an exciting moment in time, an exciting space for Infinity Fellowship. We want to say thanks for tuning in today. It's going to be an exciting day, as it always is. We want to start you with taking a deep breath. So go ahead and take a deep breath. You're going to need some deep breathing today as we get our bodies in alignment with our mind and spirit. That's what this conversation is. This is what this energy is today. That's what this service is about. It's about generating that moment of gratitude. So take a deep breath in with me. Exhale to release. Take another deep breath in. Exhale to release. And it's great to see people tuning in, coming in. Ariana, Angie, Patrina, Addison, good to see y'all. Good to see y'all on Yoga Sunday. Go ahead and start to absorb that energy in that space of gratitude today. We won't go heavy on the meditative space on the front end because we're going to go heavy on the meditative space on the back end. We got great people who are in with us today, as you see on the floors, practicing with us at a safe distance here. But I want you to take this opportunity to find a space that you're comfortable in your own home, and find that space where you can practice with us today. If you're watching the replay and you needed some boosting to your heart space today, the replay will give you as much strength as the live version did. Trust it. Get on the floor. Do something unique. Do something different. Embrace that energy now. So we want to say that Yoga Sunday is more than just a yoga practice. As a matter of fact, you may not see the depth of a yoga practice that is advanced. That would be a 90-minute or a 2-hour practice. Those are really good practices for those of us who like that power energy of yoga. We have a moving meditation space here, so it is for all levels. If this is your first time doing yoga, if this is your first time doing Yoga Sunday, let us know in the chat right now. You can't let me know during the yoga practice because that'll mean you're not doing the practice. So let us know. Right, if you're texting me when you're supposed to be an upward facing dog, and go to down dog, and you're like, oh, I love this pose. Come on, for real, for real, for real, for real. All right. So let's get that in the space. Let's go ahead and generate some gratitude. So I want you guys to start thinking about one thing that you're grateful for before we get into the space of where we're going to be practicing today. Think of one thing that you're grateful for. Type it in the box. Because as you're finding your space on the floor, as you're getting yourself ready to flow into this space today, we know that there's one thing we can find to be grateful for. So I invite you, as we say good morning to you, to help us generate gratitude. I say good morning to you. You usually hear the voices of infinity going on every other Sunday. But today you're going to be feeling that gratitude in your heart. One thing I'm grateful for is you taking the time out today via Facebook and YouTube to be a part of tuning your body in with your mind and your spirit. We recognize we can't do all the deep stuff. We can't learn all the ancient wisdom stuff. We can't learn all the spiritual stuff and not make sure that we're taking care of this physical vessel. So even if this is your first time today, y'all, be a yes. Commit to show up today. Not for me, but for spirit and for yourself. Do what you can. Be as part of it as you can. Great. First time for the fourth Sunday, Addison. We see you. We know you're doing it. Addison is grateful for a marriage partner to learn and grow with. Woo! How awesome is that? Family and friends. The cassia oil came out as well. All plants are awesome. Tools to support spiritual practices. Addison, you're doing great things. We've been watching you. We can't wait till we get in the space together. We see all the great stuff that's happening for everyone. We got good morning greetings coming in from Angie, from Ariana, from Addison again. We've got Patrina in here. Good morning. So all of the gratitude spaces that you have, I'm grateful that you showed up and that you're going to flow through this energy with us today. So thank you guys for being a part. Tag somebody, start a watch party, and let's get this energy going. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. As we center into this space, we want to welcome those of you who are brand new into the space today and say that it's an awesome opportunity for you to start working on that heart space today. That heart space is a very powerful space. We go through our statement of infinitude as Ariana is grateful for broken negative cycles. Broken negative cycles, y'all. Breaking all of those chains. We're going to take you to our statement of infinitude. Y'all know, family, this is how we do it. Infinitude is defined as the state or quality of being infinite or having no limit. And here at Infinity, we have a multitude of faith traditions. And we always say, we love whatever you believe in as long as it's working for you. The people say, how do you bring them together? And we bring them together with a philosophical and spiritual practice called infinitude. So we've got people, I love it. We're seeing the feed. You're practicing outside. We got people on their decks, on their porches. We got people who are just with us in the mobile space. We absolutely love it, y'all. We're going to do that. When we get to infinitude, infinitude gives us ancient wisdom for modern living. These are the foundational spiritual principles of infinity. And this is the statement that we read. Infinitude is about snap. And y'all hear a snapping in the background. Snap is a simple spiritual practice. S is for spirituality. That's getting in touch with the God of your personal acceptance and understanding. N is for nurturing. Nurturing of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. A is for action, because we take action on our dreams and walk in our divine purpose. And then the final P is for the proof. And the proof is something tangible. You should be able to look back after spiritual practice and say that we have gotten to this place of seeing fruit in our lives. If you don't see fruit in your lives, it's not working. We want you to see fruit here. So if you don't see some fruit today, if you don't see some fruit after looking back over these spiritual practice spaces, I will help you find a great place for you to gather, to find manifestation in your life. We know that when you practice this energy, it works for so many. Infinitude, our statement of infinitude. Let us say it together. We agree that we are beings of pure, eternal spirit, birthed from the creative potential of the universe, with all the powers of the Creator inherent within us. We embrace the innate goodness of humankind and an abundant creation that provides for us through the seeds that we plant in our everyday lives. We acknowledge that who we are is housed in a temporary biological organism. And as such, it is our responsibility to take care of it, because it will only last for a precious window of time. As we nurture ourselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, we commit to provide like acts of nurturing for our fellow brothers and sisters of the world we live in, embracing all, regardless of religious faith, skin color, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or socioeconomic background. All are truly welcome at Infinity. We agree and accept that various religions exist as a unique opportunity for humanity to get to know one another through meaningful conversations that seek to explore the core concepts we share in common. It is the application of ancient wisdom, scientific discovery, and spiritual practices, both physical and metaphysical, that will lead us closer together as a human family. We commit to exist now and ever as a beloved community. Let it be so according to the many words of affirmation across ancient times. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. Awesome. That's infinity. That's what we're about. That's the energy that's here in this space. That's what you experience when you're picking up that vibe through your screen. That's what you experience when you're here in the physical space. And it's what you're going to experience on the infinite stream, which is today. We still got great people. First Sunday doing the yoga coming in. Welcome to the first time doing Yoga Sunday. You say Yoga Sunday and some people can think, hey, I'm having great growth in spiritual development. I love the concept of being able to have a gathering on Sundays where I can think and expand my mind and put myself in divine purpose, in alignment. I love the concept of being able to have a conversation on third Sundays and I can talk and ask questions, and that's a beautiful space there. Fourth Sunday, Yoga Sunday. I think I might take that one off. No, not necessarily. Doesn't work like that. If you put it all together, you're going to see explosive results in your life. Yoga is a space that is accessible and for everybody. If this is your first time at Infinity, period, we've had some first-time visitors who showed up for the first time on Yoga Sunday. And somebody said, you got to do this. This is the first experience you've had with Infinity. So if you're a first-time visitor, just go ahead and type first time in the box. This may be the last time that you have an opportunity to type until a little later on in the service today, one of the last times. So we invite you to go ahead and type first time in the box, and we'll send you a shout out. Melissa, first time here. Welcome to Infinity. Watching from work. T.I., watching from work. Lakeisha, grateful for being outside, getting the fresh air. We are loving it, y'all. We are loving this energy. If you are a first-timer, though, and you don't want to acknowledge in the box, that's great, too. That's all wonderful. It's all well and good. But we like to say something to you that we give to our first-time visitors. So we like to say, welcome to Infinity. So wherever you are, if you are practicing with somebody, turn to them. We got people here who will turn to each other in the space so that they can say this to other people. We want you to say it to other people. If you're a first timer, you can experience it yourself. You can receive this as you get it. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. If you're home by yourself, place your hands over your heart. You can just receive these words, or I dare you to look in the mirror and say these words. But if you're a first timer, you can receive these words too. Ready? I see you, but you don't hear me though. I really see the real you. I see who you are. You are a divine manifestation of God's creation. I see what you are. You are a spirit. You're more than what's on the outside. You are a gift to me. Your friends, those people who don't like you, and the entire world. I see where you are. You're right here in front of me. Where I can let you know that you are not alone. I'm with you, and you're at home. I see when you are. You're in the right now, baby. You are so much more than your yesterday. I see why you are. You're here to learn, to grow, to embrace your dreams, and to celebrate your divine destiny. I know all this because I'm here to do the same thing. So we're going to help each other out. All right? All right? I know the real you. And I see you shining today. So welcome to Infinity. Welcome home. Asheo. Gonna put a little groove on. let you get ready for this yoga. So here's what we'll do today, because we got some housekeeping to take care of. We're going to find out what's happening in the world of infinity. We're going to do some announcements. After the announcements, we're going to participate in our giving. Then after our giving, we're going to get on these mats. We're going to wrap this up with a beautiful, beautiful practice. So when we're talking about what's going on at infinity, y'all, we are figuring out some great things that are lying ahead, and I want to bring you some of those things. Get your notepads out. Again, you've got just a few minutes to make sure that you do your writing, and we're going to get this going. First time here. I love to see all the first timers and the number of people. The views are growing up. We're in that space. Want to remind you of our affirmation call that takes place every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, 12 noon, 9 minutes of meditative affirmation. The number is on your screen. You can screenshot it. You can watch it on the replay. I just want to say that this past week was fabulous. We had numbers of people calling in from all over the place. It's a free call. If you need that boost for 9 minutes in the middle of the week, take note of that number and put it down and join us. That number is 605-313-4477. That access code is 666839 hashtag. And it's at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you call in at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you will hear music for an hour. So, and it won't be us playing it. So it's an anonymous call. So if you just need to go take a break and get in your car in the middle of the week, you can do that with us. Our third annual Trunk or Treat is coming up next month. Third annual Trunk or Treat. Families, lovers of children, lovers of kids who are creating this safe space for them to celebrate. You all know we keep it 100% real. The COVID era has changed how you interact and how possibly even Halloween, Samhain, Old Hallows Eve, however you put together that trajectory for this modern celebration of Halloween, it's changed a lot. And whether candy is going to be handed out or not, we don't know. But we know we're going to do our annual Trunk or Treat here at 641 West Nocturne Drive. So Infinity folks, y'all know, get ready. We're going to be sending you emails. If you're on the email list, make sure that you check your email. We're going to send you emails and messages on Remind so that you know how to volunteer, what are the instructions for decorating your trunk, and who is going to work the fire pit, who's going to work the marshmallows, who's going to work the roasted corn, and who is going to work the haunted trail. Hang on. I mean, y'all, the space is on fire today, but we got a haunted trail that has been dug out all the way back almost to 5 acres. So it's going to be a lot of fun here. We're going to do it in a safe way, and we're going to enjoy that energy there. That's October 31st, 2020. Mark your calendar. Next week, very special milestone. It is the first Sunday in October. It represents 6 years of the Infinity Fellowship. See, I got the ambient mics off in here, but everybody in here is singing because it is. Can you believe, y'all? Can you believe that next Sunday will mark 6 years of Infinity being birthed into this space, going from an idea, 3 or 4 people who say, hell yeah, I'll be a part about that. I'll be a part of that. Bring people together, deal with people who are more spiritual than religious, and come up with some principles that are going to unite people and put social action behind that and build some housing and help people who are homeless and help the people who are hungry and help teach arts to children. Yeah, we'll do that. And meeting in the Actors Bridge studio in that little wonderful space on Charlotte Avenue, growing past that to Coleman Park, growing past that even with Cone Adult Learning Center, and then finally coming to a space here at the Infinity Center. We celebrate that next week, y'all, and it's going to be an awesome celebration online. So pay attention to that. Bring your energy to the infinite stream. We'll have special presentations and acknowledgement from all over, and we will be 6 years old. 6 years old. We're going to be first graders, y'all. We're growing, and we're growing because of you, because of your energy, because of that space. So let's take a deep breath in. Exhale to release. This is a part of our service where we do our giving. It's our opportunity to pour back into the space of infinity. It's our opportunity to participate fully in providing this safe space for so many people. So if you haven't gotten to your mat yet, this is the giving moment. If you've gotten to your mat and you're going to give after the practice, that's fine too. But we also offer this collective moment of supercharge so that we can speak together our affirmation for our giving. We give from a space of abundance at infinity, from a space of joyfulness, not from a space of guilt, from a space of understanding that we have been gifted with a divine purpose. We have been gifted with love, with energy, with power. And in infinity, we've been gifted with a space where we can show that space and show that love, where we can show that gift, that empowerment. We can help people to grow and to prosper and to heal in the world right now where we need tons of healing. So as we are in this space, we want to take a deep inhale in, exhale to release. As you are giving, you can give securely via one of our platforms. Our platforms are very easy. You can send it through CashApp, Infinity Fellowship, paypal.me/Infinity Fellowship. And we're going to ask you aloud to speak aloud with us from home our giving affirmation. O limitless, abundant Creator, source of everything I possess, you have given me the gifts of life, breath, and creativity. You continue to provide for me without judgment or preference, and so I freely return these gifts to you with my whole heart, mind, and intention, knowing that as I give freely with both remembrance and gratitude, the circle of abundance will be unbroken, and so it is. Take a couple of minutes out there to play a little Everything is Good music. We'll go from there because everything is good indeed. Now where we're ready to start getting this practice in order and setting the spiritual tone for today. Today I'm going to encourage you to breathe deeply, wherever you can, however you'd love to. We want to thank you for this moment right now. Find a comfortable space on the floor. And as you have found that comfortable space on the floor, We want you to bring yourself into alignment with the energy that you're feeling in your body, from the space that you are touching the floor, where your skin, your buttocks, your thighs, everything is touching the floor, all the way up to your spine and that alignment space there. We want you to now begin to get yourself in order for today's energy at Yoga Sunday. Breathing deeply into your lungs, exhaling and releasing, finding a comfortable space on the floor. As we begin today, we begin, as we always do with any ritual or ceremony, with acknowledging the divine source of all creation, perceived by many names and yet known by one solitary energy. And that energy is love. That energy is power. That energy is wisdom. So we acknowledge that in this space today and ask that all eyes be closed, all heads be bowed, all hearts be open. O divine and all-knowing, powerful presence, divine source, Mother, Father, God, thank you for this moment of gathering today at Infinity Fellowship. Thank you for the fourth Sunday. Thank you for those who are tuning in for the first time. Thank you for those who have been here consistently. Thank you for those who are new to the mat today. We speak empowerment to them. We speak connection with their body. We speak connection to their breath. And we speak the acknowledgement that the body and the breath came as a gift from you during these tumultuous times, so that we can be this change that we want in the world, this change that we know is needed. We need you now more than ever, and we need you within us now more than ever to expand, to explore, to grow, to empower, to transform this world into the space you would have it be, in alignment with your will and the will of the universe. We give thanks for these and other blessings we cannot put into words. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. As your mind and your consciousness now begins to remember the ancestors, those who came before, your mama, your daddy, your granddaddy, your grandmama, your auntie, your cousin, Mr. James down the street, Mr. A. Banks at the corner store, whoever these people are who transition now from life into life after life. We pour libations, we pour water into the earth, because water represents the circle of life in this realm. It's what we all are made of primarily. It's what the world is primarily made of. We pour it into the earth because that's what happens to these earth suits, these bodies, when we go into life after life. And so by pouring that connection, we create that infinite symbol, that infinite circle of life and living. So we invite you to think of the names of the ancestors that you have in your family, and to go ahead and call them aloud from home and in this space as we pour this water. And as we pour this water, we say, cool water, fresh in this space. We pour in recognition of you ancestors from the north, the south, the east, and the west, from the heart space of the center, from the powerful foundation space of below, from the heaven space of above. We call upon your power and your names as these names come into the consciousness of those who are participating now. We speak empowerment from your example. We speak empowerment from your love. We speak the ability to have justice in this world, in this life, based on what you have done for us and yours. We speak these names aloud now. And to the children in the world, womb and yet unborn, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe-o. All right, y'all, we're ready for a practice. Let's go to today's meditation. Today's meditation comes to us from Lakota wisdom. The wisdom of the Lakota people. The wisdom of the Lakota people teaches that the Great Spirit is not perfect. It has a good side and a bad side. Sometimes the bad side gives us more knowledge than the good side. Sometimes the bad side gives us more knowledge than the good side. You might want to screenshot that and write that down. Read that one again, because that one right there is a whole message in the wisdom. The whole message in the wisdom there. We're seeking perfection. We have the concept of the good side and the bad side. Sometimes the bad side gives us more knowledge than the good side. That's a whole message of energy in that. Because when we're talking about the heart space, you all, and wherever you are, if you didn't text that or write that down, place your hands over your heart so you can feel that radiant energy in your heart space. So that's what I want you to focus on. The heart energy is the energy of life. The heart energy is the energy of peacefulness. The heart energy is the energy of air, breathing. Why? Because the heart physiologically sends energy through the pumping of your blood to every system in your body, and the oxygen in your blood that allows you to even be cognizant today. All of that is moving through your heart space. So when we get things that we perceive to be bad, one of the wonderful Buddhist teachings that I love is that there is no such thing as a good thing or bad thing. There are simply things, and how we react to them determines whether they become good or bad in our lives. So when you're in your heart space today, as we're moving, these words will be put into your body as well. Your experience will be your experience on the mat. But when you're thinking of the energy centers in your body, and you're seeing and feeling the energy centers of green, that energy center of life at the center of your chest, it is what the people say is the heart chakra. And we hear different pronunciations of them. People say chakra, shrakra. Chakra is the basic pronunciation of that word in Sanskrit. But it's not so mystical, right? And when I use a word here at Infinity, I don't want to be so heady and so deep and so powerful and so all-knowing that I'm showing off how smart I am. We're all students on this journey together, you all. So recognize that you're sitting there, if you have your hand over your heart, that there is a wheel there. The ancients called it a chakra. It means wheel in Sanskrit. It's one of the 7 life energy centers on the body. Starting with the bottom energy center there, where you're touching the floor on your bottom. That's the bottom energy center. That's the root chakra. It's that color red. And the root chakra is about being rooted and grounded. When it's out of balance, you tend to have codependency in that particular area. So it's about grounding and survival. That next area up there, the orange area, is your sacral area. It's about enjoying the experience of life. The next area, that yellow area right there underneath your rib cage, that's what we did last month. That's the solar plexus. That's your will to win. That's your power. That's your confidence. And when we move up to that green space is the space of compassion. It's a space of compassion, y'all. It's the heart chakra. If we were to use Sanskrit, we would say Anahata. Can you say Anahata? Anahata. I think it's like Anahata almost. That's how I had to remember it. Anahata. Anahata simply means unstruck. Unstruck. It is the heart chakra. Unstruck in a sense of a sound that is made A sound that is made without two objects striking. A sound made without two things striking. Well, how can a sound be made without two things striking? Well, have you ever heard a resonant sound that emerged from a beautiful space? That's what that means. A sound that resonates as opposed to something that's caused by two things striking. So we strike things. A lot of times our hearts have been stricken, right, by other things that disrupts things. But when you are operating from a space of resonance, there's a light, there's an energy, that is a love that is coming from your heart space. That is the space that we're going to focus on this month, today. That's that energy of green. So I want you to take a deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe in the color of green. Have a seat in a comfortable position. If you're putting on some little meditation music, you can do that at home. You can put on something that's going to allow you to groove. I don't know what your groove is in your heart. Your heart might be in jazz. Your heart might be in classical European music. Your heart might be somewhere else. Doesn't matter to me. Find something that you want to groove to. Find something that you want to breathe to, that you want to love to. And let's get into that space right now. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to release. Let's go to work. Place your hands at heart center. Press your palms against each other. Good. Turn your palms to face each other. Good. Place your thumbs against your chest. Good. Press your palms together. Press your fingertips together. Take a deep inhale here. Allow your eyes to slowly close from top to bottom. Now begin to set your intention for the practice today. Remembering that yoga is not pain. Yoga is not struggle. Yoga is finding the stillness. I encourage you to be a yes today in this moment. Congratulate yourself. You made it here. You showed up today. You clicked on. You decided to try something new. That in itself is a victory. Making it to the mat is the victory. Take a couple of seconds of breathing to set your intention for today. Good. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Good. Come to all fours on the mat or on your floor at home. Come to all fours. And let's not take anything for granted today. We're not going to take anything for granted in terms of alignment, because alignment in life is also practiced with alignment in the body. The pose begins when you want to get out of it. That's a Kachar, I believe. So let's check for alignment. When you are on all fours, let's make sure that our wrists are directly under our shoulders. So your wrists aren't forward, they're directly under your shoulders. Let's make sure that your knees are directly aligned with your hips. Let's make sure that your back is at a tabletop position, not in an arched position. Your navel isn't dropping toward the floor. Your back isn't arching over in a circle. You are as flat as you possibly could be. Lift your chin slightly to look about 2 inches in front of the mat space, just before your fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, drop your head toward the floor. Take a deep breath in, lift your head toward the ceiling. Exhale, drop the crown of your head toward the floor. Let's add our back into it. Inhale, lift your head toward the ceiling. Drop your stomach and your navel toward the floor. Exhale, drop the crown of your head toward the floor. Arch and round your back. Cat-cow. Inhale. Lower that navel toward the floor. Raise the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Exhale, reverse. Now at your own pace, do some cat-cows. Inhaling and exhaling. As slowly as you possibly can. Moving only with the speed of your breath. So that when you begin the movement, you are aligning that with the inhale. When you complete that pose, you're fully full. When you exhale, you begin the exhale and begin the arch of the back, so that when you have arched that back, you are completely empty. Moving only as slow or quickly as your breath. Two more breaths, in and out. Absorbing this energy through the energy of the heart space, through that energy of that chakra, through that energy of that Anahata. We're supercharging that emblem on your chest where the superwoman, superman symbol is. Then come back to neutral. Reach your fingertips, your palms toward the front edges of the mat. Spread your knees to the outer edges of the mat. Bring your feet together. Touch your big toes. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, sit back on your heels. Reaching forward with the palms of your hand and your fingertips as you sit back between your hips onto your heels. You might be able to sit on your heels. You might not be able to sit fully on your heels. You might need to sit on a pillow or a block. If you can, rest your head all the way down to the floor or to a pillow or to a block. Child's pose. Child's pose is a pose of rest, but it is also an active pose. So we don't just want to flop down into child's pose. We want to make sure that we are activated in child's pose, so that we are reaching forward, feeling the stretch underneath our arms and on the sides of our bodies, even as we are sitting our hips back. As you inhale, send the breath into your shoulder blades, down into the space underneath your armpits, down into your lower spine, even into your hips. As you exhale, release it from that same space. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lift your head and look between your hands. Send your feet toward the edges of the mat and tuck your toes. Press back, straighten your arms, straighten your legs, lift your hips toward the ceiling. Downward facing dog. You hear this in yoga. Let me see your down dog. You want to check your alignment in downward facing dog. So let's fix it at home, y'all. Let's fix it, Melissa. Let's fix it, Addison. Let's fix it, Angie. Let's fix it, Tony. Let's fix it, Keisha. I see all of y'all. Let's do it. Let's make sure we're in great alignment. So how do we do that? Raise up on your tippy toes so that we can send your hips toward the ceiling. We're going to create that pyramid effect. We're going to send your hips up toward the ceiling or toward the sky, up on the tippy toes. That allows you to drop your chest more towards your knees. Oh, yeah. Drop your head towards your knees more. Good. Dig the palms of your hands into the mats. Spread your fingertips out. Make sure you're really getting a strong grip. And then when you have that strong grip, turn your biceps outward. Turn your biceps outward some. That will give you some stability. Good. Now bend your knees slightly. Good. Arch your butt up toward the ceiling a little bit. Good. Now straighten your knees. Ah, yes. Straighten those legs. Then lower those heels back down toward the floor. You might be able to make it all the way to the floor with your heels. You might not be able to. It's on you. I don't always go down in downward dog. All the way to my heels. Do what your body tells you to do. That's the beauty of yoga. You get to do what your body tells you to do. So listen to your body. Begin to take these deep breaths in here, these deep breaths in, fulfilling breaths here. Good. Downward facing dog is a rest position as well. If you need to rest in downward dog, you can rest in downward dog or child's pose at any given point. Take one deep breath in. Exhale, blow it all out. Look between your hands. Step, jump, or float forward. Your feet between your hands. Inhale, come halfway up. Take an exhale there, stay there. It's going to be a halfway lift position. You're going to hear me say halfway lift. You can place your hands on the floor. You can place your hands on your ankles. You can place your hands on your shins, or you can place your hands on your knees, hands on your knees, hands on your knees. You can do that too. But we want the back to be flat as possible. Good. Take a few deep breaths here. That's going to be halfway lift. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. And it is exactly what you say it is. Start with the lower back. Begin to bend at the lower back, keeping the upper back straight until you can no longer bend. And then you allow the upper back, the thoracic spine, that place up by your shoulder blades, to come down. And then you just hang. Go ahead and hang out. Move a little bit from side to side. Wake up your legs, lift up your heels as you need to, move a little bit from side to side to wake up that energy in a forward fold. We'd also call it ragdoll. So you can just flop your arms a little bit in the forward fold. Take a few deep breaths in. Let your body know, let your heart know that good things are coming. So you know if there's some heart space involved, that means there's got to be some cardio space involved, right? Good. Take a big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Big inhale, come all the way up to standing or reach toward the ceiling. Extended mountain pose. Mountain pose or Tadasana. This is a standing pose. We want to make sure that we're doing it correctly. So take a big inhale in. Send your thumbs toward the back of the room. Clap your hands together. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Good. Press those hands together. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. Take an inhale, lift your shoulders up towards your ears, roll them towards the back of the room. Exhale to release, and release your hands to your sides. Either fingertips straight down or fingertips, palms facing forward, whichever one's going to be comfortable for you. Mountain pose. Everything is rooted in yoga. It's time for you to be rooted as well. So I want to check your root positions. When I give you these directions for your body, you adjust accordingly, but make sure that whenever you're doing anything, you are grounded, you are rooted. You're seeing yourself going through the floor at the four corners of your feet, the inside and outside of the top of your foot, the inside and outside of your heels. All of that is a root going down into the earth. So let's begin to adjust that. Lift your toes up for me. Lift your toes off the mat or the floor, spread them apart so that you can really drive the four parts of your foot into the mat. Drive them down in there. Spread those toes up and out. Now lay them down onto the mat. Dig in. Claw toes. Claw toes. Good. We've got some claw toes in the house. Good. Now we want to create some energy here so that you're not just standing here. If you're standing here and something comes along, you're going to get tipped over because you're standing in a floppy position. We need to make sure that we are in a position of strength. So I want you, knowing that you cannot lift up your feet, I want you to attempt to send your inner ankles backwards and your outer ankles down without moving your feet. What does that do? It activates the shins and the quads, doesn't it? Turn everything in, your lower body. Hug everything inward. Good. Now lift that navel upward and then send it inward toward your spine. Still keeping the fingertips active toward the ground so that the shoulders are dropped. The shoulder blades in the back are coming together. The skin or the flesh on the back of the shoulder blades are descending toward the floor, opening the chest to breathe. And now I'm inserting a hook on the top of your head, on the crown of your head. There is a fish hook inserted there with a string, and I am lifting it up. And when I lift it up, it elongates your spine because it lifts the crown of your head. So instead of being lazy, you are lifted. The string is going to heaven, lifting you upward. That is mountain pose. It's the pose we begin with. It's the pose that we end with. This is basically Shavasana. We're going to do this again at the very end when we get to the end. But let's move through and get some energy going so we can get some energy going for that heart space. Take a deep inhale. Exhale to release. Step to the front of your mat. Good. Take a deep inhale. Extended mountain pose. Reach toward the ceiling. Exhale. Forward fold. Folding at the lower back first. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Walk, step, or jump back to low plank position. High plank is push-up position. Low plank is a little lower. You can start at high plank if you want. You can start at low plank if you want. Go ahead and go from high plank to low plank. That's a half a push-up. Back up to high plank. Back to low plank. Release all the way to the floor. Take a deep breath and exhale and say, oh, thank God, I thought we were going to do 50 push-ups. We weren't. We're going to get to the next pose. Place your palms, your hands underneath your shoulders. Good. Now, instead of tucking your toes, I want you to point your toes toward the back of the room. Pointing your toes on the back of the room, you're going to lift up the upper part of your body. Lift your shoulder, your chest, the crown of your head up toward the sky. You will come forward 2 inches or so and lift up into upward facing dog. We could hold this for several breaths and you have the benefit of the heart space. Upward facing dog is a heart space pose. We're going to include it in the practice today as part of sun salutation, but we're also going to come back to it in a little while, so we're going to make sure it's great. You can drop your hips toward the floor. In some of your practices, your thighs may rise off the floor, and so may your knees. Or you may simply lift your chest. And you don't have to have your arms all the way straight. If you're saying, my arms aren't coming straight, my arms aren't straightening out, guess what? It's not in your practice, and that's fine too. You might rest on your elbows in a Sphinx pose. It's a modification. It all works. Take an inhale. Exhale, press your palms into the mat, press back, tuck your toes, straighten your arms, straighten your legs into downward facing dog. Raise those hips toward the sky. Good. I feel y'all at home. Y'all are doing it. I love it. I'm seeing absolutely no comments, which is perfect. It means that your hands are full. You're in downward facing dog. Good. Big inhale. Exhale, blow it all out. Step, jump, or float to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Let's flow with this. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, come forward 2 inches, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. For those of you out there who want an extra boost, anytime we make that transition, it's called chaturanga or vinyasa. It's called the flow through from upward facing dog into downward facing dog. In that transition point, if you just feel you want to pump that heart even more, you can do 5 push-ups, you can do 10 push-ups, whatever it might be. It will get your heart rate going as well. So just keep that in mind. Anytime we get to that transition period between upward facing dog and downward facing dog, you can do that if you'd like. Last breath, make it a big one. Fill all the way up. Exhale, blow it all out. Step, jump, or float forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Be a yes to yourself. Don't give up on yourself. You can do this. If you need to drop to your knees or child's pose at any time, you can do that as well, especially first timers. Yoga is not pain, but be a yes today. Discover what you can do to connect your heart to this space of power. Last breath in, make it a big one. Exhale, blow it all out, step, jump, or float forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Let's hear those exhales at home, y'all. Good. Last big breath in. Exhale, blow it all out. Step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Deeply inhaling through your nose. Exhaling if you need to express through your mouth. If you're practicing ujjayi, the restricted breath, inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose, and make the sound of the sea. Shell. Bring that extra level to your practice. Final breath. Big inhale. Exhale, blow it all out. Look between your hands, step, jump, or float forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Big inhale up. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, bend your knees. Sit in the chair. Good. Chair pose. We're not rocking too far back. We're not squatting forward. We're simply dropping those hips in alignment and reaching up and forward, bringing your chin a little closer to your chest, not buried deeply in as to constrict the air, but open in this space. Good. Be a yes for yourself in this moment. Big, deep breath here. Exhale, sit 2 inches deeper. If your heart isn't in it, why can't you tell me so? Y'all like, hey, it's been killing me because I do it too, usually before and after. One deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. As you're in forward fold, we're going to do a heart pose here. Bring your palms, your hands to the side of your body. Now lift them toward the back of the room. Clasp your hands together at your lower back. Good. As you have interlocked your fingers, roll your shoulders back and down, and then raise your hands toward the ceiling to open the chest, to stretch the shoulders. If you need to bend your knees slightly, you can bend your knees slightly. The heart-opening pose of a forward fold. Clasp fingers behind the back. Drink in that green energy at the center of your chest. Big inhale in. Exhale, release. One more big inhale. Exhale, release your hands. Come back down into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale to release, blow it all out. Look between your hands, step just your right foot forward into a lunge. Come up into warrior one on the right side. Warrior one, let's tweak it, especially first timers or old timers. Who doesn't want to tweak warrior one? Everybody, drop your hands to your sides. Go ahead and place them on your hips. We're going to check our leg positions. We're going to make sure that our knee is directly over our ankle. So if your knee is going forward, that's not the pose we're trying for. That's more triangle. We want to make sure that we have a 90-degree angle, that front knee, that right knee is directly over that right ankle. Lift up your toes. You want to make sure that you're grinding the four corners of your feet into the mat. Now lay the toes down. Now check your back leg. It should be straight. Your back foot, your left foot should be at a 45-degree angle, not pointing toward the front of the room like it would be on a low lunge, not pointing toward the back of the room. Splitting the difference at a 45-degree angle on the mat. Hips toward the front, square with your shoulders. Lift that kneecap to engage the quad on that left leg. Ah, yeah. Feel the engagement? Yoga's about engagement all the way around. Remember from Tadasana, lift the navel up and in toward the spine. Good. Now we're square toward the front. We're going to lift those hands of either side, but we're still going to roll those shoulders down so that we're not trying to cover our ears with some constricted feeling like that, right? We're free and we're open and we're looking between our hands. Ah, good. Take a deep breath in. It's warrior one on the right side. Send those thumbs toward the back of the room. Exhale, go into low plank. Sun B. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 good breaths here. We got good energy coming in. Rob, we feel you, man. You're doing it. You're with us. Cedar, you're here. You're with us. You're doing it. Last big deep breath in from downward facing dog. Exhale, blow it all out. Step your left foot forward. Look between your hands. Inhale up into warrior one on the left side. Let's make those same adjustments. Pause, because this is the only pause break you're going to have, because after this, we're going to flow through this thing, and we're going to move through a few good ones. So check in with your body and make sure that you're doing on your left side what you were doing on your right side. So your left knee is directly on top of your left ankle. That back leg is rooted and extended. Blade side of your back foot is driving into the mat, lifting that kneecap up to engage that quad. Hips facing square toward the front, navel lifted up and in, shoulders back and down. All of that is in place, and now we reach toward the sky. Warrior one, left side. Deep breaths in and out through your nose if possible, or in through your nose and out through your mouth if you're feeling winded. Let's get our heart rate going. Let's get our energy going. Let's get our balance going. Your heart has to be light, right? Because when we go in the ancient world, your heart has to weigh with the feather, right? It's called ma'at, that energy of ma'at. So we're going to get that energy of ma'at going right now. Big inhale in. Sing your thumbs to the back of the floor. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, blow it all out. Step your right foot forward. Warrior one, right side. Inhale up. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Warrior one, left side. Go right into it. Inhale up. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go, y'all. Warrior one, right side. Inhale up. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Warrior one, left side. Inhale up. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Warrior one, right side. Inhale it up. Reach. Let your breath guide you. Stick with your breath. Don't start panning here. Exhale, low plank. Trust your breath. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Warrior one, left side. Inhale up. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, y'all. Come on. Step forward with your right foot. Warrior one, right side. Inhale up. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Warrior one, left side. Be a yes today. Inhale up. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold for 3 breaths here. On an exhale, lower your knees to the floor. Spread them towards the edge of the mat. Bring your big toes together. Point your toes toward the back of the room. Rest in child's pose. Rest, spirit, rest upon my heart. Like the dew in the morning, gently rest upon my heart. Enjoying being in this position of rest. Enjoying understanding that the heart space is about learning and embracing the good, learning and embracing the lessons from the so-called bad, trusting that we have gotten to this space of understanding, this space of agreement, and recognizing that we're getting through this, congratulating ourselves. Any space of release that you had, leave it here on this mat right now. Any feelings of heartache, release it into the mat, into an exhale. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, come to all fours. Good. Now that we're on all fours, we want you to sit back on your heels and sit up and be a hero pose, if you will. We're going to sit in that. Tuck your toes under your body, though. Come toward the middle of your mat. Last couple of poses, we want to make sure that we're opening this heart space. We're going to go into Camel Pose. So raise up on your knees so that we stack our hips over our knees and our shoulders over our hips. Go ahead and place your hands on your waist. Good. You feel the back of your hips there, at the waist bone area. That's what we want to do. We want to place them there. We don't want to place them toward the front. We want to place our thumbs toward our back so that our elbows are starting to come together. Elbows are coming together to open the chest. We're pressing our hips slightly forward, keeping them in alignment with our knees. And as we're doing that, we're rolling our shoulders back and down. And of course, from that position there, you can release your head, the crown of your head, toward the back of the room. Simple camel pose. If you have a more advanced practice, you can release your hands down to your ankles or down to your heels. Then releasing the crown of your head all the way down, opening the chest. Deeply breathing into camel pose. You're at various levels. Do what your body says to do. If there's something in your mind saying, whiplash, that means stop. Hold it there and breathe. If there's something that's telling you, I need more of a stretch, I want to be open more, trust your body there. Breathe deeply in. Exhale to release. Two more breaths here. I know I always talk with my brother Shabazz, and I had some of the same experiences he had. I met an Iyengar teacher, and I was a Vinyasa guy, and I was used to flowing so much. He was like, hold that pose a few minutes. I was like, hold on now, hold it. But we're going to get the benefit both ways today. Looking good there in the Kanitha. That's great. Alicia looking wonderful. Looking great at home. Feeling great at home. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale and raise up to come out of the pose. Good. Relax yourself. Come to a seated position on the middle of your mat. Good. Now, lie down on your mat with your feet facing forward. Good. We're going to lie all the way back. We've got two positions that you have an alternate here, especially super yoga people, you have that. We're going to do bridge, but we also can do wheel if you want to do wheel as well. So bend your knees, bring your feet towards your buttocks. Good. Roll your shoulders back and down into the mat, onto the floor. Do not move your head from side to side in bridge pose. Don't look around and try to figure out what's going on because you're going to injure your neck. You want your spine to be stable during bridge pose. When we come up into bridge, your chin is going to come into the inside of your collarbone right there into your chest. That's going to be fine. It's not going to restrict your breathing over much, but we're going to get the benefit of lifting that heart space, lifting that pelvic space into the sky. So place your hands down on the mat, flat. Good. We're going to insert that hook. I have that hook. I like that hook, that universal hook. We put that universal hook into your navel, and then we're going to come up into that pose. So take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the hips toward the ceiling. Raise that navel up as if I am lifting that cord up. Press them up. Adjust the feet accordingly. Into bridge pose. Engage your quad muscles. Engage your thigh muscles, the back of your thighs. Engage your buttocks to lift that energy up. And on an exhale, release to the floor. Good. For those who have wheel in their practice, and they want to go into wheel on this next time up, we can go into wheel. And wheel is simply engaged by taking your palms of your hands, pointing your fingertips under your shoulders, and then pressing up and lifting up into the wheel. You can do the arch. Advanced, do that. Everybody else, we're going to do bridge. How about that? All right. Take a deep inhale. Bring it on up into bridge. All right, Kanitha, I see you over there trying that wheel. I see you. Go ahead with that. I see you, Shabazz, with that wheel. All right, I see you, Lisi, with that wheel. The wheel is partial, too. You can rest that however you need to. When I get you in person, I'll come around and show you some wheel tricks. For those of you who want to get into wheel, let you hold my ankles post-COVID. We'll get that. And release to the floor. Good. One more unsupported bridge, all on your own. Inhale up. Hold the bridge. Hold the bridge or hold the wheel. Breathe. Exhale to release. Good. Grab a block. If you're at home, grab a block or grab a pillow or grab one of those little end rolls that you put on the couch that you have there. You can grab a seating pillow, whatever it might be. You want to have some support for your lower back on this one, okay? All right, good. All right. Bring the block next to you. Your body is going to differ. We're going to do supported bridge. That means we're going to do exactly what we just did, only we're going to place a block, a pillow, a bolster, or a mat under our lower back space. Right to that space where the tailbone, before you get to the tailbone, where it hits your lumbar spine, in a comfortable place there that you can maintain for a few breaths, okay? You might use the long side of the brick. You might use the narrow side of the brick. You might use the flat side of the brick. Use what your body tells you to use. Push yourself a little bit, though. All right? Take a big inhale. Come up. Place your block or your brick or your pillow. Make sure you're in a comfortable space where you're not causing any alarms. You're not causing any pain, in a centered space. Good. Find that and hold it. Relax into it. We're going to be there for a few breaths. If you like, you can clasp your hands together underneath your body, if you have that in your practice, or you can extend and hold your ankles, or you can extend your hands simply to the floor, palms down, whichever is comfortable for you in your practice. And although you have a supported energy with you in your lower back, don't let the rest of your body off the hook. Don't let your thighs, your quads, your glutes off the hook. Enjoy the restorative portion of this while also the engaged portion as well. And as your chin is moving into your chest, enjoy that green light energy coming into your heart. deep inhale in. Lift your body up, your hips up toward the ceiling even more. Remove the block. And let yourself back down onto the ground. We're going to rest in that body, and we're going to sneak in a little hip opener as well, a little Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring your feet together, at the bottoms of your feet together, just below your buttocks. Draw your feet in towards your buttocks even more, your heels in towards your buttocks even more. Drop your knees toward the outer edges of the mat. Butterfly position. And for full Supta Baddha Konasana, place one hand on your heart. Place another hand on your abdomen or your stomach area. Breathing in to make sure that the breath is flowing in both of those spaces. Deep inhales, cleansing exhales. Good. Doing great at home, guys. Doing great in this space here. Everybody's doing an excellent job. Loving it. Good. Now, before we go into unconsciousness, extend your legs all the way toward the ends of the mat. Bring your hands to your side. Good. Now bend just your right leg. Good. Now reach across your body with your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Drop your right knee toward the left side of your body, crossing over, extending your right hand toward the wall or away from your body with your palm facing up. Turn and look to your right palm for a supine twist. We want to release any toxins that you have in your lower body there, y'all. Full body today. Full body. Deep inhale, exhale, twist a little bit deeper but gently. Deep inhale. Exhale, come out of the pose. Good. Switch legs. Bending that left leg, extending the right one. Taking that right hand, taking it across your body to the outside of your left leg, or your left thigh, or your left knee. Dropping the inside of that left knee toward the right side of your body, extending that left arm to the left of your body, looking toward the top of that left palm as you drop that knee toward the right side. Inhaling deeply to cleanse the intestines and the intestinal tract. A little later today, after lunch, you may feel some flow in your natural body, and that's good. You want to cleanse a lot of things out. If you get up in the morning and you feel you just need to wake yourself up, get yourself ready for the process of elimination, supine twists are good for that. Big inhale. Exhale, come out of the pose. Good. Bring your palms to your sides, facing up. Bring your feet together. Point your toes toward the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, drop your toes toward the outer edges of the mat. Relax your body, roll your shoulders back and down. You've reached Shavasana, the end of the physical part of the practice. So take a deep breath in and out. Imagine that I've turned the lights off in your space. Close your eyes, relax your face. Begin to absorb the energy of the music here in the space. I'm going to be smudging, putting energy into the air with antioxidant herbs, which are sage and lavender, and a little Palo Santo. And I'll cleanse with the sound energy the people who are in the space. But imagine that that energy is coming into you as well. as you congratulate yourself for this part of the practice. Receive our meditation for today to infuse ourselves in the heart space of balance. As the scales of balance emerge in my life, my heart is open for love. I am birthed from the love consciousness of the universe, and as such, I am free to embrace all that I emerged in this existence to be. Previous states of brokenness, I release. Relationships that no longer feed me, I release into the glowing and flowing green color of love and renewal. I invite the steady rhythm of love into my heartbeat right now. I invite acceptance of my purpose into my daily walk from here forward. I invite the demonstration of daily love into my life by demonstrating to others the pathway to loving me. I first accept the love I give to myself. And as I receive that love from the abundant well of the universal love, others are free to love me as I love them. These things I know to be true and accept them as such on this day, in this moment. And so it is. Deep breath in as we're coming back into the awareness of our body space now. Feeling the spaces where our skin is touching the floor or the mat, where our clothes are touching our skin. Relaxing now into that space and embracing that space. Wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers. Coming back to that space of awareness after coming through a great practice, the great practice that you have come through. Taking a deep inhale, exhale, and rolling gently to one side. Sitting in the fetal position space. Go ahead and give yourself that fetal position. As we are in that fetal position now, go ahead and press yourself up to a seated position. I know everybody wants to stay in that fetal position so long because it feels so good after you've gotten through where you got to go to. It's great. Great. So we want to end and wrap today the practice with a brief meditation. I invite you into it. Find a seated position where you're upright. Legs crossed if that's your space. And the mantra that we give, the mantra, which is a word of power that comes along with the heart mantra, the heart chakra or chakra, is YAM. YAM. Y-A-M. YAM. 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 That's what it's going to sound like. So let's give it a little superpower, okay? Let's give it a superpower. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a mudra. A mudra is simply a hand position. So we're going to give you a mudra. It's a symbolic hand gesture. It's used primarily in meditation and ceremony. So we're going to give you a mudra to use today while we chant the ending mantra. So we're going to give you that so you have that in space. What you're going to do is we're going to make this pretty simple. I'm going to give you an opportunity to here in the space, learn it. Take your pointer finger, wherever you are, take your pointer finger, and you're going to fold your pointer finger into the space at the base of your thumb. So like you're doing a modified OK symbol, OTE symbol, OTE, whatever it might be. Upstage, I'm going to give you that in that hand. So if you watch that, you're going to fold it in there. If you fold it in there, you should be able to feel your heartbeat. And eventually you'll feel your heart beating strong. Take your next two fingers and place your thumb in the space between your two fingers, pointing them. Right? So as you're pointing them, you're going to point those out. It's almost like you're doing the shadow puppet of the puppy or something, right? That little pinky is going to stick up. And what we want to do with that little pinky is we want to let it stick up because that's part of the mantra. So as you get to that space there it is. Take a look at home. Now place those so that your palms are facing up and lay them down gently on the top of your knees. Good. And as we think about that heart space, as we think about the space of alignment, we're going to take a deep breath in Exhale to release. Continue to breathe deeply like this. And as this mudra or hand position comes out, it is good for stress relief. Of course, it is in alignment with your heart and your blood pressure and the release of blood pressure, the lowering of blood pressure for those of you who are dealing with some of those issues. It is a great space to channel that energy. To awaken that heart from spaces of heartbreak or depression into a space of healing. So together let us chant from home and here the mantra Yam. Deep inhale. Exhale. Yam. Last time. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale. As we enter back into this consciousness, into this divine space, I give thanks for all who came today, who showed up today, who came here on the mats for the practice. Understand that we are all grateful. I am grateful for each and every one of you here and at home who has participated today fully. For those who are participating on the replay, your energy is still transcending time and space and with us as well. As we end our practice for today, the divine in me recognizes the divine in you. Namaste. All right. Everybody all right? Y'all had a good time? You okay? Everybody good? Everybody's good? Everybody's ready? Everybody's heart's in the right place? I love it. I love it. Those of you who are at home, thank you for joining us today for the Infinity Fellowship. Follow us online. The space to follow us online is on your screen right now. YouTube.com, Infinity Fellowship, Facebook.com, Infinity Fellowship, Instagram, the Infinity Fellowship. You can follow me online at the Rev Jock. Oh, my goodness, y'all. What can I say? It's an awesome time to be here. Join us next week. Same time, same place, 10 a.m. every Sunday. 6 years, y'all, 6 years we've been doing this. It's been an awesome space, and I'm glad for the people who have discovered Infinity. It's first Sunday. We've got the Voices of Infinity tomorrow. Next Sunday. Tomorrow. Voices of Infinity are singing and performing. Reggie Wooten's going to be here playing live with Sister Kanitha and some more voices. We're going to have a great time celebrating 6 years of being in this space, vibrating in the way that we vibrate. If you want to visit us online, we encourage you to come visit us online at myif.org and find out everything that you can about Infinity. For those who asked about making the contribution or making your tithe or your offering, the information is on the screen right now. We invite you into that space to participate fully with growing and expanding Infinity from where we started 6 years ago to where we are right now. We're going on what, Kanitha, 300 plus Sundays, I think. It was like, we timed it as like 350 something Sundays. It's been like insane. I haven't been able to miss a beat. So we're grateful for you, y'all. This has been a great space for us. We thank you for everything that you have contributed to your energy today with your heart space and everything you've put in alignment with us today. We speak that your week is going to be amazing. We speak that everything that you touch is going to turn to gold. We're going to speak that your heart is going to be on fleek this week. I'll hear you on the affirmation call on Wednesday. And we speak that the God of your acceptance and understanding, that the ancestors, that the forces of nature rock, rule, and abide with you from this place now and forever. We speak it so. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. All right, y'all. Until we see you again, this has been Rev Jeff reminding you that when you get information and you take it in, it becomes knowledge. When you take knowledge, you put it into action. That's when it becomes wisdom. So y'all be wise. We love you. Peace and blessings.